You are watching Khutbah SG. Blessed congregation, let us strive to increase our taqwa by obeying all His commands and abstaining from all His prohibitions. It is by taqwa that we gain the strength to navigate life with resilience and hope despite the challenges and tribulations. My dear brothers, today from this pulpit, I will highlight the importance of building resilience amid tribulations and the response of our small yet global Muslim community to the ongoing crisis in Gaza over the past year. Brothers, trials and tribulations are not without purpose. They serve to remind us of the true meaning of life in this world, that is to strive to become a better person and to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Life is truly much more fulfilling when we come to realize its meaning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides us in Surah Al-Baqarah verses 155 to 157, which means, "We will certainly test you with a touch of fear and famine and loss of property, life and crops. Give good news to those who patiently endure, who say, when struck by a disaster, surely to Allah we belong and to Him we will all return. They are the ones who will receive Allah's blessings and mercy, and it is they who are rightly guided." Dear blessed congregants, Allah reminds us that the pain and struggle we go through are not pointless. They will yield their rewards whether in this life or the hereafter. Should we not feel grateful for such promises? Even when all seems lost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala affirms that we are on the right path as long as we remain steadfast in our faith and values. My dear brothers, we have seen in the past year unimaginable catastrophe around the world by humanity's own undoing, fueled by violence, destruction, and greed. Yet, despite the horrors, we also witness humanity's potential to demonstrate extraordinary patience, resilience, and the mutual solidarity for compassion and justice. These are virtuous qualities that we should strive to define our humanity. Watching the destruction and losses unfold daily with little sign of improvement forces us to confront our own helplessness. Even so, we must remember that in these moments of despair, we are not abandoned. Let us hold on to our faith and never lose hope. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in Surah Yunus verse 107, which means, "And if Allah touches you with harm, none can remove it except Him. And if He intends good for you, none can withhold His bounty. He grants it to whoever He wills of His servants, and He is the all-forgiving, most merciful." My dear brothers, being patient and resilient does not mean that we are indifferent to transgressions and suffering. Rather, it means that we strive to respond with wisdom while upholding our principles of compassion and justice. Because hoping for divine intervention does not mean abandoning our efforts. So, what can we do in such dire circumstances? I would like to humbly suggest the following. First, our resilience is marked by our unwavering commitment to provide assistance, whether in times of ease or difficulty. We may offer our contribution to the Rahmatan Lil Alamin Foundation or RLAF in providing humanitarian aid for Gaza in Palestine, opened until 13 December this year. Singaporeans from all walks of life have proven their compassion and unity for the innocent victims in the midst of the atrocities. Let us continue to participate in this collective effort. Second, in a time when people are more divided than united, Let us strive to build bridges and foster peaceful conversations about justice and humanity. Last week's sermon emphasized the importance of mercy and justice. Justice is a universal value shared by all communities. Islam places justice in such high regard that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala profoundly reminds us in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 8, which means, "Do not let the hatred of a people swerve you from justice. Be just. That is closer to taqwa." The crises in the Middle East have not only fueled narratives of violence and hatred around the world, but they have also clouded the vision for peace and harmony between diverse communities. It is our duty to uphold the true teachings of religion as beacons of compassion and justice. Through respectful conversations, we must foster trust and provide mutual encouragement for goodness. The third and perhaps the most important step is to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a humble servitude and pray. Continue to participate in Hajat prayer and Kunut Nazilah during the Fardu or Friday prayers. Truly, nothing is beyond His capacity. You, my brothers, have shown great heart and resilience during this challenging time, being among the first to consistently offer Kunut Nazilah in Friday prayers since the escalation of the crisis in the Middle East. Let us continue our resolve and hold firm to our prayer. Dear blessed congregants, as much as we strive to provide a positive change in this world, ultimately, we leave the outcome of our humble efforts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surely there is good ending for the faithful. Allah is our protector. In Him, let the believers put their trust. Ya Allah, Ya Hayyu, Ya Qayyum, guide our every step to become merciful, resilient, and just in this challenging time. Nurture in us taqwa so that we may navigate life in this world. Grant your protection and help to the victims of transgression in Gaza and other places. Bestow upon them the best of abode in paradise. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you for watching Khutbah SG. To download a copy of today's Khutbah, click on the link in the description below.